Alright guys, it's Ready Set RC, and as you see today, the video will be talking about rallies. This is going to be my son's Ford Fiesta Rallycross, the Vaterra rally car, and below is my 10 Rally X Losi, both from Horizon Hobby. This is not a unboxing, more of just a comparisons between the two, and maybe I'll bring some other cars as a surprise to kind of show you some of my other rallies that I have. Probably won't bring my one of my biggest ones out there, but I'll bring some of the other ones kind of so you can compare these two 1/10 scale rally cars. So as I was saying, guys, they're now unboxed, and now we have both RCs, so you can see my son's RC and mine. This is the, as I said, the Losi Rally X. And this is the Ford Fiesta, Vaterra Ford Fiesta rally car. We haven't had a chance yet to play with either one of these or take these out and drive them. And just wanted to let you guys see them before we scuff them up and get all dirty and jump them around, right? Yeah. And don't you, you know, my son, he loves RCs. This is his second 1/10 scale RC. He wanted something that was a little bit more of an on-road car with a little bit of off-road appeal, because he saw me, and as you saw my prior video with the OFNA GTP2, which is now a GTP2E, he loved how that car was able to go on the grass, able to go on dirt, drive it on pavement. And he just felt like he wanted one too. So for his birthday this year, we ended up getting him the Vaterra. As you can see, based on the scale sizes, they're pretty close. What do you think? You think they're close on size?
Yep. They are pretty good with the colors, all that stuff. Nice.
You know, yeah. And the funny thing, and we were both trying this out earlier, is that when we were unboxing them, we saw that the two cars, the shells can actually transfer from one to the other. Do you want to show them how that's done? Let me help you here. As you can see, the shells are actually interchangeable. The sizes are pretty close on these two vehicles. Both of them, really, their platforms, like this is just, as we all know, this is the Losi's 10 chassis frame and build. So it's very similar to the SCBE, the monster truck that they recently came out with, along with the Losi 10 short course truck. Platform is known and proven. So it's something that's been used, and as you can see, can even turn into a rally car, even from Vaterra, because the sizes are so comparable. And then you have the Vaterra, which is really no more than, if you're familiar with the Helix and also their discontinued short course truck that they had, that's nothing more than that what this is. So it's the same kind of vehicle, and at this date of this filming, the actual, the rally version of the Losi is no longer for sale. You probably can find it used on eBay or some other channels, but the rally for Vaterra is still available on their site. I think they've done some price reductions on it too. And at the time of this filming, this vehicle's still there. So, you know, let's take off the shells, let you guys see what's underneath, and then you guys can see what they look like, so you guys get an idea of what they look like. And what do you think about the tires? Which tires do you think are more sticky? Which ones do you think feel better?
These are the most stickiest, and these...
Not so sticky? Yeah, they're not so sticky. I was doing the same thing too, just kind of gripping the tires, and I have to say, the Vaterra tires are a lot more stickier. We'll see when we take them outside and run them for a little bit and see whose are better. But the great thing about it is that the wheels on these are interchangeable. They're both 1/10 scale. As you can see, the heights are right on par with each other. So we just want to talk about some of the little bit of the differences between the two. And as I said, this is the 10 Rally X. Over here we have the Vaterra Rally. And as you can see, there's not that much of adjustments here on the Vaterra. Whereas when you look at the 10, there are adjustments here. There's several adjustment points where you can adjust things. I will say that the drive shafts, even though they're plastic, they look really beefy plastic that they got on this. I don't know how much that goes for much. Whereas you have the drive shafts here, they're metal, a little thin. I don't know if that's a weak point or not, but we'll see when we use it. As you can see with the shocks, these are not threaded body shocks. These require the clips to go in them to adjust the end points, whereas the 10 has the threaded body shocks and also is adjustable by just screwing it up and down. Regarding power, you can see the motors here, and the motor in the 10 is a 3900 kV motor, whereas the motor in the Vaterra Rally is a 3300 kV motor. As for the batteries that are used in these two, fairly the same. You know, you got 2S or 3S in both of them, and my sons will probably do the 2S for the simple fact that I don't want to give them too much power in that vehicle. And I'm going to probably try it with a 3S because I want to see if I can get that tail to fish around on me, or I may have to push it to a 3S on there, but I want to get this doing some real cool slides and stuff like that. The other thing about it is that this whole chassis is plastic. Whereas with the Losi, it's a metal chassis in here. It's not a plastic chassis like you would see in the monster truck version, which I think that one's plastic now. Another one of the things which I think is great on the Vaterra is that you have that foam bumper. So, as I was saying with the bumpers, you have a bumper on this one, which is the foam bumper, and this is the normal short, similar to the normal short course bumper that's on here. There's support behind it, but it's not a foam bumper. And what do you think about the bumpers?
They're pretty good. This bumper is pretty different than this bumper.
Yeah, I like them. I really like how the Vaterra was built out. At one point, I was actually going to get the Vaterra for myself, and then I actually saw this Losi at a great price. Picked it up originally for my son, and then he said, nope, I want the yellow and black one, without knowing if the shells would work between the two. And plus I felt it was something that, you know, for a while I was looking at the Losi, so I figured I'd keep the Losi for myself, and I got him the Vaterra. But what I want to also show you guys on the two, or let you know something else on the two of the vehicles, is the receiver on both of these are the AVC receiver, the Spectrum AVC receiver on both of them. So you got the great ability to, I guess it's mainly for younger kids and for people who are not as experienced, the ability to dial in the speed and also to dial in the handling of the vehicle, the turn ratio and stuff like that. For my son, you know, originally with one of his other vehicles, he was using the provided Spectrum transmitter. Since then, he now has a Spectrum transmitter that can be programmable to multiple different vehicles, and we're definitely going to do that with this, so then we're able to control the throttle versus the steering in AVC. If you have the typical Spectrum transmitter that comes with these vehicles, you don't have that ability. You have to adjust the throttle and the steering all in one throw. It's a little bit better when you have the more upscale transmitters that you're able to dial in between the two. So right now what I'm going to do, or what we're going to do, is we're going to raise up the vehicles and we're going to let you see a little bit of the inside, but I'm also going to bring up the camera. I see someone's got a little bit of a rush on me on that, but we're going to bring it up so you guys can see a little bit more of the insides of the vehicle. And I'll just help my son with this one and kind of bring this one in a little bit closer for you guys, so you guys get an idea of what the power and what's actually in this and how it's laid out. Definitely for the price, this is not a bad car we got here.
Yep.
Not a bad vehicle, right?
Right.
Can't wait to take this thing outside.
Yep. I can't wait.
And here we got the Losi. Just so you guys get a good idea.
See the bumper in the back, see the bumper in the front.
Yeah. The bumper in the front, the bumper in the back. What else do you like about it?
Like this, I like.
The motor?
This.
And the ESC?
And the ESC.
All right. As you're learning the vehicle, you learn more, and that's all what the hobby is all about.
And we haven't talked about this yet.
The ESC. And the good call. Very good call. So, okay, so as my son had brought up, here it is in regards to the ESC. In the Losi, we have a 130 amp ESC. And in the Vaterra, and I'll bring these guys up close for you guys. In the Vaterra, we have a 70 amp ESC. And the Losi with its 130 amp ESC. So as I said, the two vehicles, we'll be taking these out hopefully sometime shortly. And you guys will see these two in upcoming videos, just driving around. Let me put the shells back on so you guys get the idea again. And as I said, these two cars are, you know, they're no more than really short course trucks or trucks in nature, and then converted into a rally car. Now I'm going to show you a couple more cars that we have in our arsenal. I have my favorite once again, my GTP, my Offner GTP 2E. And here once again we got the Rally X. Just so you guys get an idea, this is a 1/8 scale vehicle. And over here, as I said, with the Losi, it's a 1/10 car. But you see the sizes, they're very close. And let me put it side by side so you guys get an idea too of exactly right on top. It's not that much difference between the two cars. Not that much. And as you can see, it's fairly close when you compare the 1/10 scale with the 1/8 scale in this size, solely because this is a short course truck by nature. And this is a buggy by nature. So the buggy class and the short course class, 1/10 class, not that much off in size. But this is just so you can get an idea of what the two look like. So here again, I have another one of my favorite cars, which is my HPI WR8, the Ken Block edition. This was like the first gen, or first generation for most of us who speak like that. The first generation of it. Love this car. I really do love this car. And before, actually, the inspiration of me doing this car made me change my Offner over to a rally vehicle. Originally, it was just like an on-road nitro, as I said before in my previous video, and I wanted to convert it over. But the funny thing about the HPI is that the HPI is really a 1/8 scale. And you're looking at it and you're saying, 1/10 scale, 1/8 scale, what's the deal? Why is it so small? But I will say I've driven this vehicle mainly on 2S, not really 3S. The motor tends to get a little hot. Anyone who's familiar with the first generation of this vehicle, they had some issues in regards to heat, in regards to the motor. And as I said, I've ran it on 2S. It does get a little warm. I haven't really ran this on 3S simply because I like the way it kicks out on the 2S. I think 3S may have been maybe a little bit too much power on the vehicle. But let me put these two on top so you guys can get an idea of what the size is. So as you see, I have the two vehicles on top of each other. You have an idea of what the 1/8 scale HPI looks like. Yes, 1/8 scale. And the 1/10 scale Vaterra Rally. And you see how the sizes are smaller, the wheels are smaller. This kind of reminds me, it's a little bit bigger than if you have a Tamiya or Tamiya 1/10 scale vehicle. And this is kind of that size. If you 1/10 scale vehicle, that's kind of that size, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe closer to like a 1/9, but it's really close to those vehicles and those sizes. So we got the last cars here, the last rally that I wanted to show for this video. And what we have here is the Hobbyking Basher Rally. I don't even know, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't even think this vehicle is even being sold by Hobbyking anymore. It was a great vehicle, very fun to drive. Yep. I used to drive this on 4S. I think that's the max that this ESC can actually handle. And very fun. The tires that came with it, they were a little bit squirrely in that you're all over the road, you're slicking all over the road. But as my son was showing you on the video too, the wipers kind of move around, and it's a great little car to drive. Probably doesn't have the handling ability as much as my OFNA and as my HPI. We'll see how it compares with the Losi and with the Vaterra. But it's definitely a fun car to drive around. So let's line these up so you guys see what the two look like. This is truly a 1/8 scale buggy, similar to my OFNA. So it's another 1/8 scale buggy vehicle. Yep. And as I said, these, the Vaterra and also the Losi, these are 1/10 scale short course trucks, been converted into rally, and these are buggy cars that were converted over to a rally car. As I said, this one came through the manufacturer that way. Unlike my OFNA where I've converted that into a rally car, this came from the manufacturer that way. In regards to the length, they're fairly close, right?
Right.
And what do you think? Which body do you like? Which one's more cool to you?
I don't know which.
You don't know?
This one's older and this one's younger. I don't know which one.
But that shouldn't determine which one's cooler. Which one do you think is cooler? Which one do you like more?
I just like the detail of this one, and I like the color of this one.
Oh, so you like the detail of one and the color of the other. I gotcha. I gotcha. That does definitely mean a lot to you if you're out there, to which one's going to be the one that you want to think that's cooler to drive. We'll definitely put the 10 Rally X to its paces and see how it handles compared to the Hobbyking Rally. But I will definitely say build quality and everything else that I have from other Losi products and from other Horizon products, I'm expecting a lot out of these cars because they should do very well. So let's, to just finish this up scale. It's not 1/8 scale of a Ford Focus. It's just a 1/8 scale buggy is what this is. But here you have the two showing the length of the two vehicles. What do you say about these two? Now, I know you're a little biased with this one, so you probably say that your Vaterra is the cooler one out of the two, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I know you're going to say that. But guess what? I also like your Vaterra too. This is a very cool scheme. I like the Rockstar.
But this time it's a little bit different. I like the detail on this, and I like the color on this.
Oh, now I gotcha. Okay. I will have to say, the detail on both of these is really nice, but I really like the Vaterra and how they did the Rockstar theme on this vehicle. It's really cool. May actually, and just a little my secret out to the YouTubers out there, may actually get me to buy this shell here and put it on my my Losi. But as I was going to say, guys, just to wrap up, you'll be seeing some videos with the Vaterra and also with the Losi vehicle. Wanted to show you guys a little bit.
Stuff.
Yeah, when we drive it and we see what they're all about, and we'll see, with how our Losis and Vaterras handle. What do you think? Which one do you think is going to handle better? You think yours is going to handle better than mine, or think it's going to be the same, or you're going to think mine's going to handle worse than yours? What do you think?
I think it's just going to be the same.
It's going to be the same? I think so too. It's fairly close in regards to some of the electronics that are in both vehicles, and the size and the difference between them are very close.
Mine is worse than yours.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think yours will be worse than mine. But we'll see. We'll see how these two vehicles drive, and we'll put some videos out there for you guys so you can see the two together, and then you'll make your own judgment and then post the comments down below. Once again, guys, thanks for coming out to Radio Set RC. This is us signing off. Thanks again. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Radio Set RC.
And make a thumbs up.
Thank you, guys.